Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Bean 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this morning we are going to be discussing a lot of important things that has been happening in the crypto space within the last 24 to 48 hours. And as you all know, we have a lot of value that we share on this great platform with the signals and all of that we give. But remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research before you put your money on any token. But before we dive into the show, we'll first of all try and share the links so other people can join us ASAP. I can see some people joined already, but we still need to share the link so some other people can get to know the show is live. So I'm just going to do that within 1 minute, guys, and we can ride on the show. Yeah, that is done. Let me post it here in the group. And also, if you're not in the group, I think you're missing out. You might want to join the group, the Telegram group, where we share some educational content and also free signals, And as you all know, I'll be starting a live challenge tomorrow where all of you can copy my trade and, get to benefit one or two things from that, and you can be part of all of that as well. All right, let's post one more to this group, then we're set to go. It's pasted and it's loading. Yeah, go. Join the live now. Join the live now. All right, guys, welcome to the show. If you're just watching the show or you're just joining for the first time, please subscribe, like, and share. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you always get some other content that we drop for you on this great platform. Also, do not forget that this show is always coming up on the air live every morning, 10 a.m. SAST time and 8 a.m. GMT, regarding from where you are watching us from. I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. And when I mean we don't gamble on this show, we do not gamble it because we analyze the chart, we take a look at the news, and also we give ourselves the insight to all of these tokens that are out there, and we can really see what we can do about it. But if you're looking at the market right now, yesterday we have a kind of a buy structure from there around 110, and the market has moved up about, I think, almost 4,000 points there about. And I told you guys we have a buy right now, and we'll be looking for a kick out below 108,000 there about, if at all this movement is not going to break above 118k. But as you all know, we don't dive into the chart analysis. First of all, we take a look at the news, and after taking a look at the news, we now check what the cryptocurrency market cap looks like, the event of the day, before we come and analyze and dissect the charts. But you can see all the chart stuff looks like they are in red right now, but no panic. We normally have a trace, and you must know that this red you're seeing is from today's on a daily candle, you understand? So it might just be retracing and it looks as if the whole market is red. That is not the case, but we're going to dive into that shortly. And for all of you that are asking me, you really want to know how to be part of the great internet trading that will break the internet very soon, you can come to this my TikTok account, and you're going to see this video here. Everything and how you can be part of it is listed there. We're trading $100,000 to $1 million live on the screen. So no gimmick, no hiding anything. You see everything as we go, and you can be part of it as well if you are interested. All right, destroy the likes button, subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification. But also, you can follow me on X, on Facebook, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. You can follow me on X, on Facebook, and on TikTok. Also, you can follow me on Instagram to get most of these great things we're sharing for you on this great platform. All right, without no further ado, let's dive into today's business, and we're going to start with the news first. All right, if you look at the news, you see that, first of all, this really caught my eyes, and I think let me share this first. You can see Mad Money's Jim Cramer says buy crypto as confidence in US fiscal policy cracks. You know, if you've been following my channel or you've been following me on social media, I told you yesterday on one of the video in the TikTok that I said the Fed has stuck between saving the jobs and cutting the rate. So it's like a two tasks for them that is giving them a really tough time and making their job so difficult. And you can see mounting US debt concern, investor anxiety, and Mad Money's Jim Cramer urging followers to buy crypto are igniting fresh momentum for digital asset as passive safe haven alternative. And we all know Jim Cramer is always a kind of person that will say buy crypto today, sell tomorrow. He's been anti-crypto for some time, but now I think all of them sees they cannot beat it. Now they're joining him on the crypto stuff. So that is what is really going on regarding that. Let's move to the next news, and this one is Bitcoin reclaims 114,000 US dollars as crypto markets recovers. And we saw what happened yesterday from the gains from the weekend into yesterday Monday. BTC tried to bounce back, and as September ends, Bitcoin reclaims 114,000 US dollars, a meaningful intraday bounce that also pushes the total crypto market cap back to 3.9 trillion US dollars. We're still below 4 trillion. Bitcoin closed near 113,985 after briefly touching 114,300, and traders are now eyeing 108 as support and 114 as immediate resistance, with a strong ceiling sitting near 117. So we saw BTC bouncing back, but like I used to tell you, when the market is falling, definitely you're going to see a pushback before the market will continue, and that doesn't mean the pushback can be turned into what? Into a new ride that we need to watch out for. So BTC is bouncing back. We're going to check the chart analysis as well to know what we need to do about that. Another news regarding BTC, and this one is Bitcoin whale awakened after 12 years to move 44 million US dollars in BTC. And you can see an old address holding 400 BTC worth over 44 million has moved their digital gold for the first time since what? Since 2023. And you can see the coin had sat in the digital wallet since November 2013, and Bitcoin is up 16,000 times, that's 16,000%, excuse me, since then. and you can see a growing number of Satoshi era investors have moved their Bitcoin in recent months, with BTC steadily above 100,000. And the data from the ARC Intelligence shows that an address holding 44 million US dollars in digital coin made a transaction after 12 years of what? Of dormancy. So we can see a lot of people are starting to wake up and check their token and all of that. But you know, I told you yesterday, it's been a kind of 50-50 or kind of mixed feelings with this cryptocurrency thing, if I may be frank with you, because you can see it's now like the whole thing is being fractioned. Something we might be nearing the bear market, while some still believe we're still going to push higher. I believe we might push higher to hit all-time high, but I don't think there's any crazy movement we need to expect again, like we saw from 15,000 to 125,000. All right, let's move on. And this, we're still on BTC news, and now Bitcoin metrics mirror 2027-2022 pattern, and they now having a say regarding the all-time high. You can see an important metric in this regard, that which measures the relationship between Bitcoin market value and the average cost bias of its holders, has cooled back towards 2.0 level. And you can read with me previous instances have shown that this range has been mid-cycle reset zone rather than a danger signal. Investors remain comfortably in profit, but without the kind of overheated condition that often precedes sharp correction. In the past cycles, CryptoQuant found that similar consolidation in the MVRV ratio presented the beginning of renewed and stronger expansion. The behavior of the long-term holder further validates this outlook. So, if you see that this factor collectively mirror crucial mid-cycle phases in 2017 and 2020, when Bitcoin slowed before breaking into more powerful rallies. Recent volatility then looks less like exhaustion of the bull market and more likely elder pause, which the analytic platform described as a digestion phase where excesses are declared before momentum resume. You see, the only takeout I can take out from this is that 2017 and 2020 bull cycles are not the same with this bull cycle. And that is what a lot of people are failing to understand. And I'm going to explain why. 2017 was still the stage of people now believing, a lot of people now waking up to know about BTC, skeptical about it. 2020, we saw huge community coming into cryptocurrency because of the stimulus. This bull cycle is different because now we're having smart money in the game. So you cannot compare all cycles or say because what happened in 2017 will happen in 2020, will happen in 2025. The only thing we know is the halving is every 4 years, and after having BTC normally appreciate because the whatever reduce the supply. So what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't hold on to all this kind of bias and say because of this bull run is totally different. I'm going to be frank with you. We now have smart money in the crypto space. BlackRock, Vanguard, Grayscales, the likes of them. You understand? Even some anti-crypto that are not accepting crypto, and they move their money around. They don't just stock their money elsewhere. We saw the way ETH has been moving with inflow and outflow when it comes to ETF. The same thing with BTC. So I don't think we're going to see that crazy rally that is going to, push Bitcoin to 240, 180 or 300 this bull cycle. I don't see it, except something exceptional happen, like we see a double rate call like 50 basis point, 75 basis point, or we see big company coming out to say they are now accepting cryptocurrency, then yes, I can say we have, something to hold on to on that note. But apart from that, I'm sorry, I do not think that is going to play as the same pattern. But let's watch out. The chart is our guy, and it's definitely going to tell us what to do. And I'm going to share that on the channel as well. All right, another news on the radar now. This is now altcoins. Can Ethereum bull defend 4,000 US dollars as market weakening target, and DeFi altcoin could save what? Portfolio. With Ethereum facing pressure at 4,000 level, investors are holding their breath to see if bulls can keep holding on against the mounting market vulnerability. While ETH remains the pillar of the crypto market, shred traders are looking to alternative to save and build up their portfolios. One top choice is Motum Finance, I mentioned it yesterday, and Solana, and a fast rising DeFi action that costly only 0.035. The project is still in pre-sale phase 6, which is over 50% sold out. It has already raised about 16.5 million in pre-sales, and also about or over 16,640 holders are holding MUTM. Remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research before you invest in any token and trade with the money you can afford to lose. So now you can see ETH touched around 3,800 before the weekend. Then we saw the bounce back, now trading at around 4K now, and now the asset is appearing oversold, and people are expecting a kind of strong bounce to happen. And if the buying momentum reestablish, definitely we might see ETH move, and others will now start to explore that. So let's just see what is going to happen, but we're going to take a look at the chart analysis shortly to see what is going on with ETH. Speaking of ETH again, it is now said that ETH may need to reclaim 4,841 to resume rally as oversold RSI hints a bounce. I said it earlier on from what I read, and failure to do that, ETH could pull back to 2,750 support zone, or maybe that could just be the bear market when everything will start selling down. And if you look at it right now, ETH 4-hour RSI hit 14.5, the lowest since April 2025, hinting at a potential short-term bounce. So that is now. But now the crazy thing about ETH is now this, that the crazy thing about ETH is now that we need to make sure we really watch out, because you can see that the what's it called, one of the co-founders sell, a lot of people withdrawing, and we saw massive withdrawal on ByBit and all of that. How it is going to push out, we need to watch out for that. All right, let's continue. Now I have another one. Prominent trader reopened 17.6 million shorts against XRP. We all know Ripple, they've been doing all they could to make sure XRP win this bull cycle. And I pray it wins, because we have holders that have been holding this token for so long. But I just feel like they need to change the model, the structure, and let it be, not in a kind of traditional banking system way. And maybe a lot of investors will jump on it and we'll see the token. But the crazy thing is, analysts believe XRP will hit 10,000 US dollars. Do you believe that? If you believe that, you might want to comment in the comment section, or you can even comment right now live on the show to let me know what you think. Analysts believe XRP will hit 10,000 US dollars. Not now, but probably in the future. Do you agree with that? And if you look at it, the debate over XRP long-term valuation continues to generate strong opinions with the crypto community. One of the most ambitious projection is that the token could what? Eventually reach 10,000 US dollar. Even ETH has not reached that milestone. A claim dismissed by some as unrealistic but supported by others who argue that XRP fundamental could justify such level. All I believe is any token could get any amount. But the truth is, the people that want to support it, the main reason everyone is coming to crypto is the freedom. If we're going to have that freedom with XRP, or the model shows that will be freedom, people will come to that. But if the freedom is not going to be there, I'm sorry, we might see another cycle. XRP will still be trading at for $10. You understand? So the $10,000 I think is over exaggerated. But what do you think about that? All right, let's now move to SEC now, and you can see SEC or immediate withdrawal of LTC, XRP, Sol, ADA, and Dodge ETF filing. And here is why. You understand? You know, on the show yesterday, I told you guys that there are a lot of this for SEC to approve. XRP was one of them and all of that. But now, with what we hear now, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC, has instructed issuers of proposed spot exchange traded fund for Litecoin, XRP, Solana, and Cardano with Dogecoin to withdraw their pending Form 19B for filings. The move followed the agency's September 18 approval of generic listing standards, which streamlined the process for bringing new cryptocurrency ETFs to the market. And you can see right here now, the SEC has asked the issuer of all these tokens to withdraw their filing following the approval of generic listing standard, which replaced the need for filings. I'm told withdrawal could start happening as soon as possible. So you can see, like I told you guys, when you hear news, you need to wait to see the outcome before you join to conclusion. Because imagine some people now saw ETF for sport, blah, 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 was it? They start buying, and now they're told to withdraw it. Don't get me wrong, they might still now correct whatever the SEC want them to do to submit again. But like I said, when you share news or you get something from your influencer or from anybody, do your own research. Do a little bit of research about that and know why it should be like that or why it shouldn't before you jump into conclusion. Or check the chart analysis, guys. The chart is your fortune teller. It's going to tell you how everything is been moving. And that's why we always give ourselves the green light on this show. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research. Also, with the last but not the least, and this is about the US government shutting down. We all know the left have been trying to shut down the government, and if that should happen, if that should come to pass, what could that mean for Bitcoin? And you all know we need to see the job data and all of that to come to play for us to know what will happen with the next interest rate. Now, if a government shutdown is being into place, we might see that delaying what? The job data that could help the Bitcoin traders know or track the Fed rate movement. You can see, so a lot of things is hanging us on. Are we sure things are going to go the right way? Are we sure this is still the kind of bull cycle we're expecting? And that is what I'm all about on this space. I really want to let you guys know that don't listen to the noise and all of that. You can do your own research. You can read or watch show like this where we tell you the truth as it is. You understand? And that will help you to make a right decision. Because if we are having Fed facing a hard time making decision about rate cuts and making sure the jobs are in line, and now we're still going to experience a shutdown of government United States. So that shows a lot of things are still going to delay, and we might see the Fed not cutting rates or probably just cutting another 25 basis points. And that is not going to shoot the market to 200,000 BTC that will not propel the altcoin season or the meme coin season. That's just the sad truth, and you need to wake up to that. You understand? Don't get it wrong. We are not in bear market, yes, but we might be closing to it. Just tiny one fundamental news could just give us a flash crash and will be dropped 30%, and from there bear market could start. And all the good news that could propel us to 250, 200 are not really that strong again. So why should we lie to ourselves? Rather, we follow the chart and see how it's going. And that's why the chart analysis segment is very, very interesting. And that's why I urge you guys to always watch the show till the chart analysis. So the US government might shut down again this week, and Bitcoin traders are stuck waiting. If Congress doesn't agree on funding deal by midnight Tuesday, large part of the federal government will stop running. The shutdown will freeze economic reports, delay key data, and make life harder for anyone trying to predict what the Federal Reserve will do next with interest rate. The uncertainty will rattle Bitcoin and the wider crypto market. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? The uncertainty will what will rattle Bitcoin and wider crypto market. So we might be seeing another dumping coming in the nearest future. You understand? Because remember, we've seen structure on a daily, on a weekly, on some token, not on some token. Moving back might just be a pullback to dump more if all these 50% news didn't work out well, and that is why we need to be careful. Traders are especially focused on the jobs report. It's supposed to drop this Friday, but if there is no funding, it won't. That's a problem because employment data directly affect the Fed's interest rate decision, and Bitcoin traders rely on that information to know where the market is going. Without it, some will hesitate, others will panic, and volatility could jump fast. So we need to really be careful about what is going on in the crypto space. The chart is going to show us, and we're going to take a look at that now. But before we do that, we're going to check what the event of the day looks like and the cryptocurrency market cap. All right, you've been watching the show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. And that is what I have for you on the news segment on today's live show. As we all know, it's Tuesday, the 30th of September, 2025. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please support the channel, like, share, and turn on your notification bell so you always get you will always be notified when we come online, when we drop new video. Also, you can follow us on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on Instagram to get some of the nugget that we drop for you on this great platform. All right, without wasting our time, let's now dive into the event of the day to know what we should be expecting from the economy calendar. And if you look at today's schedule, you can see we are expecting to have all these happened already in the Asia. The wake up before us is 10:30 SCSC time right here, 8:30 GMT. So those happen. Now, what else are we waiting for? We are waiting for the job openings at 4 p.m. today and consumer confidence, and also President Trump is going to speak around 5 p.m. SAST time, and in GMT will be around 3 p.m. GMT, depending on where you're wonderful. So we don't really have much news on the economic calendar, and that might not really affect the market. Maybe the market will just follow its structure and trade accordingly. So I haven't checked that. Let's check what the cryptocurrency market cap is looking like. And if you look at the cryptocurrency market cap, you see that we're close to 4 trillion back, because it's the recovery we're seeing from the weekend, and the trending tokens still remain Falcon Finance, A-Star, and Plasma and the top gainers, you can see them right there, Atom 1 and also Avalon on the top gainers. And the last trading, the last volume we've seen the last 24 hours is 173 billion US dollar. More than that, you can see on the screen. Let's quickly check what the economic, what the top 10 looks like on the cryptocurrency ranking. And if you look at this, you see number 1 is still Bitcoin, of course, with market cap of 2.2 trillion, and now we have half a trillion following it, which is now number 2 with ETH. Number 3 is Theta, number 4 is XRP, number 5 is BNB, number 6 is Solana, number 7 is USDC, number 8 is Lido Stake, number 9 is Dogecoin, and number 10 is still Tron. Tron has been maintaining this number 10, like fighting. Nobody is going to throw me off top 10 again. And we can see the likes of Cardona, Chainlink, Avalanche, Hyperliquid, and so on are below top 10. If you're interested in knowing where the projects you are holding on to sit on the cryptocurrency market cap, you might want to check it out on CoinGecko.com, and you're going to see your favorite token that you are holding onto in your portfolio. All right, let's dive into the chart analysis, and this is where our people always look forward to. And if you look at this right now, you see that the market created a buy yesterday above 110,000. Yesterday over the weekend and into yesterday, we saw the market moving nicely to around 114,000 US dollar. Now we're seeing a pullback, and do we still need to hold on to this? Yes, it's still a buy. You can see this is still a buy. Remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research. But BTC is still a buy now from the gains we saw yesterday. We need to take out this low, which is around 108, before we can now say BTC is going to sell off drastically. And now let's take a look at ETH. ETH also is now a buy, haven't crossed above this range, so let's put it back here now. ETH has given us a buy, but on a weekly time frame is my problem with ETH. If you see on a weekly time frame, it's still a sell. You can see it's still a sell, and that is a proper structure broken down right there. But on a daily time frame, let me take some water, excuse me. All right, so on a daily time frame, we can see we have that tiny structure forming up. So let's see if it's going to break above this 4,700, 4,800 to hold this new start that we are seeing. But we can see a little bit of movement, a little bit of gain, but we need to see if it's going to break above that. Sorry guys. Now let's take a look at what do we have on the news again? Ethereum. We've checked Ethereum. It's mostly XRP. Yeah, let's take a look at XRP. You can see XRP on the daily time frame is not even a buy yet, and we've not broken the weekly candle, so it's still a buy if you've been holding on. But if you're willing to get into the market right now, you might want to wait for XRP to break above $3 before you get into the market. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB also have a kicker on a daily time frame, and it's been selling, and it's still a buy when you look at it from a weekly time frame. But on a daily time frame, it's a sell kind of, but the weekly time frame supersede the daily time frame, and that is why we're seeing that this floor is still holding on to it. But it looks like it might still move up to break the all-time high, but we're gonna keep an eye on that. But if you look at the chart right now, BNB is still a buy. Let's take a look at what token can we take a look at? Solana. Excuse me guys. Let's take a look at Solana. If you look at Solana, you'll see that we have a kicker right there, and it's been a sell, and we're having a structure right here that shows it's a buy again for daily time frame. But on a weekly time frame, it's still looking strong as a buy. If you're holding on a weekly time frame, you can see it's still a buy until we take out this 184 before we can say it's not a buy. Let's take a look at Dogecoin when it comes to meme coin. Dogecoin is still a buy, guys. You can see the floor is still very strong, 0.18, still trading at 0.22, so it's still a buy. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu also 3 weeks in a row is holding on to this tiny movement to break the 0.011, and it's been holding on to that. It's still a buy as well. Let's take a look at Pepe. Pepe is breaking out the structure, and let's see if it's going to break the previous weekly candle, and if it does break that, we need to get away from the market. So basically, most of the tokens or the chart are still looking the same, but the main thing is most of the altcoins, you can see like this AAV has been a sell and it's been falling on a weekly time frame. Let's take a look at Solana. Solana is still a buy. AAVE, we even have a kicker right there, but we need to break below this. So most of them are still a buy, hoping to get a good news or something that will push them higher, but I hope we get something like that. If we don't, we might see them dumping as well. But on a weekly time frame, BTC created a structure but didn't break it yet, so the floor still remain at 106, and that's why you can see on a daily time frame is giving us the buy back through that zone. So it depends on how you want to hold on to your portfolio. If you want to take a look at it on a weekly or on a daily, depends on you. One thing you need to know is if you're looking at it on a weekly, you might stay longer in the market, but on a daily you might be in and out after 1 or 2 days, depends on how you want to treat your portfolio. All right, that's what I have for you on the chart analysis. The whole market is still looking a little bit shaky of 50-50, but that now brings us to the fear and greed, to know what is really going on with the sentiment. And if you look at the sentiment, you see it's still sitting at 50, which is neutral. You can see it's neutral right now. Yesterday was neutral, last week was fear, last month has now shifted to neutral as well. So, and it's now validated what I've been saying on the show, that it's a kind of 50-50 the market is sitting now. We just need one thing to explode the market, going up or going down, and that's why you need to make sure you're always glued to this show 10 a.m. SCST time or 8 a.m. GMT, so you do not miss anything regarding the cryptocurrency space information. This is Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency and trading and investment in general. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you always get the juicy content we have. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm starting my live trading show on pump.fun, trading $100 to $1 million with all the experience I've gathered over the years, and I want to challenge myself, and I know anything is possible if you put your mind. It's not going to be easy, but put your mind and push you. We're going to move that $100 to $1 million US over a period of time, and with that we're going to be launching a token with it, so we can have a community driven and spread the word to this. And if you're interested in joining, you might want to check out the X account. This is the X account. You might want to check out the X account. You see, you can follow the X account and get more information about what is going on with the project. It's going to be launching tomorrow either ways, and you do not want to miss that. All right, thanks for joining me on this wonderful morning show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Until I see you tomorrow, I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great.